when we look at more of a prescriptive model, we talk about HR perhaps sitting quite away from the business. And whilst they, and I mean that in theory, as opposed to perhaps they could be sat within an office somewhere that probably shares an office with, I don't know, sales or procurement or finance, but directs strategy very much towards the business and isn't necessarily always in tune with where the business would like to go. So prescribes information and prescribes procedures and prescribes policies to the business, and would usually very much stick to whatever legislation is. Wouldn't quite look at tailoring that and making that appropriate for the business and work for the business. And that in itself obviously poses some risks because it's a very textbook approach. There's less room for error, but still there's less flexibility within that. And because of that, we can find that there's some resistance. If managers feel as though they're getting a very prescriptive answer when they ring up for advice or they need advice, they're probably just going to go off and do their own thing anyway. And that's what we want to avoid in HR, because that's when we can end up in a sticky situation if something else is done other than what should be. I just want to touch on a bit about strategic planning. And it's really important to consider that, because it's obviously very key to where HR would direct most of their activity. So you will notice that I've put 3A's vision and mission on a slide there, and I've done that to not only draw your attention to what the essential ambitions of 3A's are, but also to kind of give you a bit of an understanding of how a business might formalise their strategy and what tools HR might use to then develop their own strategy going forward. So a company would obviously generate a vision and a mission based on clearly where they would like to go in the future, and also what they see their key achievements are to date and currently. All aspects of a business, not just HR, but finance, IT, all aspects of a business would take that and use that to their own, for their own sort of organising their strategy and organising their workload going forward. And HR is very much in line with that as well. So it's really important that HR are very aware and involved with where the company would like to go. And you might also sort of notice that you might be able to draw from examples within your own businesses at the minute where perhaps some of that might not be quite right, and maybe some departments within the business maybe aren't in tune with the business's strategy or where the business would like to go. And quite often when you find that that's the case, things don't always work as well as they should. The mechanism just does not move as well as it should. So, that HR is absolutely no exception to the rule when we want to formalise a strategy. There's lots and lots of kind of methods and examples within the strategy of formalising people strategy and talent strategy and things like that. But I'd rather that you kind of understand the general aspect of it before then going down into a bit more detail, because I think that's probably really important before you then go on to do that.